Tonight's case is simple. People are not always wrong because they are stupid. Often they are wrong because their brain is trying to save time. It grabs the first comfortable explanation, puts a tiny hat on it, and calls it wisdom. So here is what we do. You bring a comment. I find the hidden mistake. You bring a belief. I check the assumption. And if the chat is quiet, do not worry. Humanity has produced enough silly confidence to keep this investigation open forever. Case opened. Let's explore the classic, I can totally fix that mindset. Many people believe they can tackle any household repair without any prior experience. Thinking a little confidence goes a long way. The hidden assumption here is that watching a few DIY videos makes you an expert. In reality, it's like thinking you can perform brain surgery just because you've seen it on TV. Picture this. You decide to fix a leaky faucet, armed with nothing but a wrench and a can-do attitude. Fast forward, and you've created a mini fountain in your kitchen instead of fixing the leak. Your cat is now the proud owner of a new water feature. Now, let's check out a viewer comment, I love fixing things around the house without calling a professional. Ah, the DIY enthusiast. The hidden assumption here is that every repair will be a success. Imagine you decide to paint the living room without any prep. You end up with more paint on yourself than the walls, and your friends are left wondering if you're starting a new trend in abstract art. The takeaway? While tackling home repairs can be fun, a little planning can save you from turning your home into a comedy show. Let's dive into the world of online shopping. Many people believe that if a product has thousands of positive reviews, it must be amazing. The hidden assumption here is that popularity equals quality. In reality, it's like thinking that just because a restaurant has a long line, the food must be gourmet. Picture this. You order a trendy gadget with glowing reviews, only to receive a flimsy plastic toy that breaks the moment you take it out of the box. Now you left wondering if you just bought the latest piece of junk or a new paperweight. Now, let's look at a viewer comment. I always trust the reviews before buying. Ah, the review believer. The hidden assumption here is that every review is genuine. Imagine you buy a miracle face cream that promises to make you look 10 years younger, only to discover it's just a jar of whipped mayonnaise. Your friends are left questioning if you're starting a new skincare trend or just lost a bet. The takeaway? While reviews can be helpful, remember to do a little digging. Not every highly rated product is a hidden gem. Some might just be a recipe for disappointment. Let's take a look at the classic, I'll just wing it at the gym mentality. Many people think they can stroll into the gym and figure out their workout on the fly, believing that sheer enthusiasm will lead to fitness success. The hidden assumption here is that exercise is intuitive. In reality, it's like trying to dance without knowing the steps. You might end up looking more like a flailing octopus than a graceful swan. Picture this. You confidently approach the weights, thinking you can lift what the Instagram fitness influencer does. Next thing you know, you're on the floor, and your friends are debating whether to call an ambulance or just laugh it off. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I love jumping into workouts without a plan. Ah, the spontaneous gym goer. The hidden assumption here is that any exercise is good exercise. Imagine you decide to try a high-intensity class without any prior training. You start strong, but by the end, you're gasping for air like a fish out of water, while everyone else looks like they just finished a light jog. The takeaway? A little structure can help you get the most out of your workouts without turning into a gasping fish. Let's dive into the world of social media influencers. Many people believe that if someone has a large following, their advice must be solid. The hidden assumption here is that popularity equals expertise. In reality, it's like thinking a cat video with millions of views qualifies you to train lions. Picture this. You follow a fitness influencer who swears by a new diet involving only kale and chia seeds. You jump in, only to find yourself craving a cheeseburger by day 2. Suddenly, you're left wondering if you've accidentally signed up for a health retreat or a hunger strike. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I always trust influencers for lifestyle tips. Ah, the influencer enthusiast. The hidden assumption here is that every recommendation will be beneficial. Imagine you try a skincare routine recommended by someone who claims to have perfect skin, only to discover you've developed a breakout that could rival a pizza. The takeaway? While influencers can be entertaining, don't forget to do your homework. Not every popular tip is a golden nugget. Some might just lead to a comedy of errors. Let's examine the classic "I can multitask like a pro" belief. Many people think they can juggle multiple tasks at once, believing they're the ultimate productivity machines. The hidden assumption here is that our brains can handle several streams of information simultaneously. In reality, it's like trying to watch 2 movies at the same time. You end up confused and missing the plot entirely. Picture this. You're on a video call, trying to answer emails, and boiling pasta. Suddenly, you realize you've just sent your boss a recipe for lasagna instead of the quarterly report. Oops! Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I can totally handle multiple tasks at once. Ah, the multitasking master! The hidden assumption here is that every task will get equal attention. Imagine you're cooking dinner while scrolling through social media, only to discover you've burnt the chicken and accidentally liked a post from 3 years ago. The takeaway? Focus on one task at a time. You'll be more efficient and less likely to mix up your dinner with your digital history. Let's take a look at the classic, "I'll just ask for directions" approach. Many people think that if they're lost, a quick question will lead them right where they need to go. The hidden assumption here is that everyone knows the area as well as they do. In reality, it's like asking a squirrel for directions to the nearest acorn stash. Picture this. You stop a passerby to ask for help, and they confidently point you toward a street that doesn't even exist. Now you're wandering around, trying to decipher a map that looks like it was drawn by a toddler. Now let's check out a viewer comment. I always ask for directions when I'm lost. Ah, the direction seeker. The hidden assumption here is that every local is an expert navigator. Imagine you ask a friendly stranger for help, only to find out they've lived in the city for just a week and are equally confused. Now you are both standing there, contemplating whether to follow the GPS or just start a new life as wandering nomads. The takeaway? While asking for directions can be helpful, a little research can save you from becoming a lost tourist in your own town. Let's explore the world of DIY home improvement. Many people believe that if they watch a few tutorials, they can tackle any renovation project. The hidden assumption here is that watching someone else do it makes you an expert. In reality, it's like thinking you can perform surgery just because you've seen it on TV. Picture this. You decide to install a new light fixture, feeling confident after watching a 5-minute video. You grab your tools, and instead of a stylish chandelier, you end up with a ceiling that looks like it's been hit by a tornado of wires. Now your living room has turned into a scene from a horror movie. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I love taking on home projects without any help. The enthusiastic renovator. The hidden assumption here is that every project will turn out perfectly. Imagine you decide to paint a mural on your living room wall, only to realize halfway through that it looks more like a toddler's finger painting than a masterpiece. Your friends are left wondering if you're starting a new art trend or just need a nap. The takeaway? While DIY projects can be exciting, a little planning and caution can save you from turning your home into a comedy of errors. Let's dive into the world of pet ownership. Many people believe that adopting a pet will instantly bring joy and companionship into their lives. The hidden assumption here is that pets come pre-programmed with love and loyalty. In reality, it's like thinking that just because you bought a plant, it will automatically flourish without any care. Picture this. You adopt a puppy, expecting cuddles and playtime. Instead, you find yourself in a battle of wills as your new furry friend decides that chewing on your favorite shoes is the best form of entertainment. Now you're left wondering if you adopted a pet or a tiny tornado. Now, let's check out a viewer comment I thought getting a dog would be all fun and games. The optimistic pet parent. The hidden assumption here is that every pet will be a perfect companion. Imagine you set up a cozy spot for your new cat, only to realize it prefers lounging in the box it came in instead. Suddenly, you're left with a fancy cat bed and a feline that thinks cardboard is the height of luxury. The takeaway? While pets can bring joy, remember that they also come with their own unique quirks. A little preparation can save you from turning your home into a chew toy playground. Let's examine the classic, "I'll just wing it at the potluck" mindset. Many people believe they can throw together a dish at the last minute and impress everyone. The hidden assumption here is that spontaneity guarantees deliciousness. In reality, it's like thinking you can bake a cake just because you know how to boil water. Picture this. You grab a random assortment of ingredients from your fridge, leftover spaghetti, some random veggies, and a jar of pickles, and call it a fusion salad. Fast forward to the potluck, and your friends are left trying to figure out if they should eat it or call it modern art. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I love bringing whatever I have in the fridge. The refrigerator. The hidden assumption here is that every combination will be a hit. Imagine you decide to mix peanut butter and jelly with leftover pizza, thinking it'll be a culinary masterpiece. Instead, you end up with a creation that leaves everyone questioning your taste buds. The takeaway? While creativity in the kitchen can be fun, a little planning can save you from turning your dish into the talk of the potluck for all the wrong reasons. Let's explore the world of online dating. Many people believe that if they create a catchy profile, they'll attract the perfect match. The hidden assumption here is that a clever bio guarantees genuine connections. In reality, it's like thinking you can sell a car just by polishing it up without checking the engine. Picture this. You craft a hilarious profile filled with witty one-liners, but when you meet in person, your date turns out to be completely different from their profile picture, like a catfish in a sea of dolphins. Now, let's check out a viewer comment I thought a funny bio would attract the right person. The hopeful romantic. The hidden assumption here is that humor trumps authenticity. Imagine you show up on the date with a joke about how you love long walks on the beach, only to discover your date is allergic to sand and prefers indoor activities. Suddenly, you're left debating whether to go for a walk in the park or just play board games. The takeaway? While a catchy profile can grab attention, don't forget to be yourself. Authenticity is the best way to reel in a genuine connection. Let's investigate the classic, "I'll just Google it" approach. Many people believe that a quick search will provide all the answers they need, thinking the internet is a treasure trove of reliable information. The hidden assumption here is that all online content is credible. In reality, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is filled with conspiracy theories and cat memes. Picture this. You look up how to fix a leaky faucet and suddenly find yourself deep into an article about how pigeons are government drones. Now you are questioning your plumbing skills and the motives of your feathered friends. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. "I always trust everything I read online." Ah, the internet believer. The hidden assumption here is that every source is trustworthy. Imagine you decide to follow a DIY tutorial for making a cake, only to discover it was actually a recipe for a cake-shaped soap. You pull it out of the oven, and instead of a delicious dessert, you've got a fragrant bar of confusion. The takeaway? While the internet is a great resource, remember to verify your information. Not everything online is as sweet as it seems. Let's dive into the world of meal prep. Many people believe that if they prepare their meals in advance, they'll eat healthier throughout the week. The hidden assumption here is that all meal prep will lead to culinary success. In reality, it's like thinking you can build a house just because you watched a few YouTube videos. Picture this. You spend Sunday cooking a week's worth of quinoa and steamed broccoli, feeling like a health guru. By Wednesday, you're staring at a fridge full of sad, cold grains and wondering if you can turn them into a gourmet dish. Spoiler alert, you can't! Now, let's check out a viewer comment. "I love meal prepping every week." Ah, the meal prep enthusiast. The hidden assumption here is that every dish will be a hit. Imagine you decide to make a big batch of kale chips, thinking they'll be a crunchy snack. Instead, you end up with a tray of burnt leaves that taste like regret. The takeaway? While meal prepping can be a great idea, don't forget to mix it up. A little variety can save you from a week of culinary boredom. Let's take a look at the classic, "I'll just wing it" when it comes to gift giving. Many people believe that if they put a little thought into it at the last minute, any gift will be appreciated. The hidden assumption here is that spontaneity guarantees happiness. In reality, it's like thinking you can bake a cake without a recipe and end up with a delicious dessert. Picture this. You remember it's your friend's birthday, the morning of, so you grab a random item from your closet as a gift. You show up with a cactus you forgot you even owned. Now your friend is left wondering if you're trying to give them a plant or a new hobby in plant care. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. "I love picking gifts on a whim." Ah, the spontaneous gift giver. The hidden assumption here is that every last-minute choice will be a hit. Imagine you decide to give a scented candle you bought on clearance, only to find out it smells like burnt rubber. Your friend is now questioning if they should light it or use it as a doorstop. The takeaway? While spontaneity can be fun, a little thought can save you from turning gift giving into a guessing game. Question from Smart Blog AI. Tell me the most famous mistake in this world. Let's crack open the case of the infamous Dewey defeats Truman headline. This classic blunder occurred during the 1948 U.S. presidential election when the Chicago Tribune printed an early edition declaring that Thomas Dewey had defeated incumbent President Harry S. Truman. The hidden assumption here was that the early results were definitive. In reality, it was like assuming you've won a race just because you crossed the finish line first, only to find out the other runners were still on the course. Picture this, Truman, holding the newspaper aloft, famously grinned while the world chuckled at the premature declaration. Now, let's check out a viewer comment, "I can't believe they got it so wrong." Ah, the surprised historian. The hidden assumption here is that early reporting guarantees accuracy. Imagine if you called a game based on the first quarter and declared a winner before the final whistle. The takeaway? In the world of news and predictions, patience is key. Sometimes it's best to wait for the final results before making bold claims. Let's dive into the world of home organization. Many people believe that if they buy a bunch of cute storage bins, their clutter will magically disappear. The hidden assumption here is that simply having storage solutions guarantees tidiness. In reality, it's like thinking you can clean a messy room by just throwing everything under the bed. Picture this. You excitedly label all your bins, only to find that the moment you open them, they explode with random items like a confetti cannon. Now your living room looks like a tornado hit a craft store. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. "I love organizing my space with bins." Ah, the storage enthusiast. The hidden assumption here is that every bin will solve the problem. Imagine you decide to organize your shoes in a fancy box, only to realize you've accidentally created a shoe volcano that erupts every time you try to find a pair. The takeaway? While storage bins can help, remember that organization requires more than just cute containers. A little strategy can save you from turning your tidy intentions into a clutter catastrophe. Let's take a look at the classic, "I'll just wing it when it comes to cooking for guests." Many people believe that if they throw together a few ingredients, they can impress their friends with a homemade meal. The hidden assumption here is that creativity in the kitchen guarantees delicious results. In reality, it's like thinking you can paint a masterpiece with a box of crayons. Picture this. You decide to make a fancy pasta dish without checking the recipe. You toss in whatever you have: spaghetti, peanut butter, and a dash of hot sauce. When your friends arrive, they stare at the bowl, wondering if they should eat it or call for takeout. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. "I love experimenting in the kitchen." Ah, the culinary adventurer. The hidden assumption here is that every experiment will be a hit. Imagine you decide to bake a cake without measuring anything, thinking it'll be a fun surprise. Instead, you pull out a dense brick that could double as a doorstop. The takeaway? While cooking can be a fun adventure, a little planning can save you from turning dinner into a guessing game. Let's explore the world of online reviews. Many people believe that if a product has a high rating, it must be worth buying. The hidden assumption here is that all reviews are genuine and reliable. In reality, it's like thinking every restaurant with a long line serves the best food. Picture this. You order a highly rated gadget online, only to receive a flimsy piece of plastic that breaks the moment you take it out of the box. Now you're left wondering if you just bought a toy or a new doorstop. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I always trust the reviews before making a purchase. Ah, the review believer. The hidden assumption here is that every review reflects the truth. Imagine you buy a miracle face cream based on glowing testimonials, only to find out it's just a jar of whipped lard. Your skin is now as greasy as a fast food fryer. The takeaway? While reviews can guide you, remember to dig deeper. Not every 5-star rating leads to a 5-star experience. Question from Smart Blog AI. Hey, what do you think? Tell me the most famous mistake in this world. Let's crack open the case of the infamous Titanic disaster. The Titanic was touted as unsinkable, and many believed that it was invulnerable to any disaster. The hidden assumption here was that advancements in technology could eliminate all risks. In reality, it's like thinking you can drive a car without a seatbelt because you have airbags. Picture this. The Titanic hits an iceberg, and instead of a smooth voyage, it becomes a tragic lesson in hubris. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I can't believe they thought it was unsinkable. Ah, the shocked historian. The hidden assumption here is that confidence in technology guarantees safety. Imagine you decide to go skydiving without checking your parachute, thinking that just because you have a parachute, you'll be fine. The takeaway? While innovation is important, humility in the face of nature is essential. Sometimes, it's best to remember that no matter how advanced we think we are, we should always respect the forces we can't control. Let's dive into the world of fitness apps. Many people believe that downloading a workout app automatically makes them fit. The hidden assumption here is that just having the app will lead to results. In reality, it's like buying a gym membership and thinking the weights will lift themselves. Picture this. You download a highly rated app that promises to transform you into a fitness guru. You open it, scroll through the workouts, and then proceed to binge watch a series instead. Now your only workout is lifting the remote. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought having a fitness app would keep me motivated. Ah, the hopeful downloader. The hidden assumption here is that motivation comes from the app alone. Imagine you set a goal to run a marathon, but your only training is running to the fridge during commercial breaks. The takeaway? While fitness apps can be helpful, remember that results require action. Downloading isn't enough. You have to put in the work. Let's dive into the world of home gardening. Many people believe that if they plant seeds, they'll grow a lush garden without any effort. The hidden assumption here is that nature will take care of itself. In reality, it's like thinking you can raise a puppy by just leaving it a bowl of food in a cozy corner. Picture this. You plant a bunch of seeds, water them once, and then forget about them. A few weeks later, you check back to find a patch of weeds that looks more like a jungle than a garden. Now you're left wondering if you've accidentally created a habitat for wild animals. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could just plant and forget. Ah, the hopeful gardener. The hidden assumption here is that plants don't need attention. Imagine you decide to grow tomatoes, but end up with a collection of sad, wilted leaves that could star in a horror movie. The takeaway? While gardening can be rewarding, a little care goes a long way. Don't expect a garden to flourish without putting in the effort. Let's take a look at the classic, I can totally fix my own car mindset. Many people believe that with a few online tutorials, they can tackle any car repair. The hidden assumption here is that watching a video makes you an expert mechanic. In reality, it's like thinking you can perform brain surgery just because you've seen it done on TV. Picture this. You decide to change your oil after watching a 5-minute tutorial. Fast forward, and you've accidentally drained the transmission fluid instead. Now your car is making sounds that could rival a jazz band. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could handle car repairs on my own. Ah, the DIY mechanic. The hidden assumption here is that every repair will go smoothly. Imagine you try to replace a tire, only to realize you've somehow ended up with a flat tire on your spare. The takeaway? While tackling car repairs can be ambitious, a little professional help can save you from turning your garage into a comedy of errors. Question from Swan Track Core. What about a you talking? Let's crack open the case of the classic "I can multitask like a pro" belief. Many people think they can juggle multiple tasks at once, believing they are the ultimate productivity machines. The hidden assumption here is that our brains can handle several streams of information simultaneously. In reality, it's like trying to watch 2 movies at the same time. You end up confused and missing the plot entirely. Picture this. You're on a video call, trying to answer emails, and boiling pasta. Suddenly, you realize you've just sent your boss a recipe for lasagna instead of the quarterly report. Oops. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I can totally handle multiple tasks at once. Ah, the multitasking master! The hidden assumption here is that every task will get equal attention. Imagine you're cooking dinner while scrolling through social media, only to discover you've burnt the chicken and accidentally liked a post from 3 years ago. The takeaway? Focus on one task at a time. You'll be more efficient and less likely to mix up your dinner with your digital history. Question from SmartBlog AI. What do you think more important to have? A good friends, but be not contented of your life? Or be lonely, single wizard, and be totally contented on the galaxy war inside VR with Deep? Let's dive into the classic debate of companionship versus solitude. Many people believe that having good friends is essential for happiness, while others think that being content alone is just as valuable. The hidden assumption here is that friendship equals fulfillment. In reality, it's like thinking you can fill a bucket with holes. Picture this. You have a great group of friends, but you constantly feel unfulfilled in your life. You go out, laugh, and have fun, but at the end of the day, you still feel like something is missing. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I think having friends is the key to happiness. Ah, the social butterfly. The hidden assumption here is that every social interaction will bring joy. Imagine you spend all your time with friends, but you never take the time to explore your own interests or passions. You might end up feeling like a supporting character in your own life story. On the flip side, picture the lonely wizard immersed in a VR galaxy war, completely content. They might have the adventure of a lifetime in their virtual world. But what happens when the headset comes off? The hidden assumption here is that solitude guarantees peace. Imagine you become so engrossed in your virtual battles that you lose touch with reality and miss out on real-world connections. The takeaway? Balance is key. While friendships can enrich your life, finding contentment within yourself is equally important. Whether you are surrounded by friends or enjoying your own company, make sure you nurture both sides for a truly fulfilling life. Question from Swantrack Core. What does it mean to be human? Let's unravel the classic question of what it means to be human. Many people believe that being human is all about our ability to think, feel, and connect with others. The hidden assumption here is that our intelligence and emotions define us. In reality, it's like thinking a smartphone is only about its features. Picture this. You might have the latest model with all the bells and whistles, but if you never charge it, it won't do much good. Similarly, being human involves not just our cognitive abilities, but also our capacity for empathy, creativity, and growth. Now let's check out a viewer comment. I think being human is about our emotions. Ah, the emotional philosopher. The hidden assumption here is that feelings alone make us human. Imagine you experience a range of emotions, but you never take action to help others or pursue your passions. You could end up feeling like a beautiful painting locked away in a dark room. On the flip side, consider the person who thinks being human is solely about achievements and success. They might climb the corporate ladder, but find themselves isolated and unfulfilled. The hidden assumption here is that accomplishments alone bring happiness. Imagine you reach the top, but realize you forgot to enjoy the view along the way. The takeaway? Being human encompasses a rich tapestry of experiences, emotions, and connections. It's about finding balance between intellect, feelings, and our relationships with others. Embrace the full spectrum of what it means to be human for a truly fulfilling life. Let's examine the classic "I'll just Google it" approach when it comes to health advice. Many people believe that a quick search will provide them with all the answers they need about their well-being. The hidden assumption here is that all information online is credible and applicable to them. In reality, it's like thinking you can become a master chef just by watching cooking shows. Picture this. You look up a remedy for a cold and end up reading about a bizarre diet involving only cabbage and lemon juice. You decide to try it, and suddenly you're stuck in a kitchen filled with the smell of regret. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I always trust what I read online. Ah, the internet believer. The hidden assumption here is that every article is written by an expert. Imagine you follow a fitness influencer's advice to do 100 push-ups a day, only to realize they've never done one themselves. The takeaway? While the internet is a treasure trove of information, remember to verify your sources. Not every health tip is a golden nugget. Some might just lead to a culinary disaster. Let's dive into the world of online shopping returns. Many people believe that if they buy something online, they can always return it if it doesn't fit or meet their expectations. The hidden assumption here is that the return process will be hassle-free. In reality, it's like thinking you can jump into a pool and not get wet. Picture this. You order a pair of trendy shoes, excited to show them off. When they arrive, they're 2 sizes too small, and you realize the return policy involves filling out a 10-page form, printing a label, and mailing it back. Suddenly, you're questioning whether you just bought shoes or signed up for a scavenger hunt. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought returns would be easy. Ah, the optimistic shopper. The hidden assumption here is that every retailer makes returns simple. Imagine you decide to return a dress, only to find out you need to visit a specific location that's across town, and you forgot to bring the receipt. Now you're left with a dress you'll never wear, and a newfound respect for the phrase, buyer beware. The takeaway? While online shopping can be convenient, always check the return policy before you click buy. You might just save yourself a trip down a convoluted rabbit hole. Let's take a look at the classic, "I'll just wing it" when it comes to public speaking. Many people believe that if they have a solid grasp of their topic, They can just improvise their way through a presentation. The hidden assumption here is that confidence alone will carry the day. In reality, it's like thinking you can swim without ever taking a lesson. Picture this. You step up to the podium, feeling prepared, but halfway through, you accidentally mix up your points and start discussing your cat's latest antics instead of the quarterly sales figures. Now, your audience is left wondering if they should be taking notes or just enjoying the show. Now, let's check out a viewer comment I thought I could just talk off the cuff. The spontaneous speaker. The hidden assumption here is that every improvised moment will be gold. Imagine you decide to share a funny story, only to realize halfway through that it's not as funny as you thought, and now everyone is cringing instead of laughing. The takeaway? While spontaneity can add excitement, a little preparation can save you from turning your speech into an unintentional comedy act. Let's investigate the classic belief that you can binge watch a series and still be productive. Many people think that as long as they're multitasking, they can get things done while enjoying their favorite show. The hidden assumption here is that screen time doesn't count as distraction. In reality, it's like trying to read a book while someone is blasting music in the background. Picture this. You sit down to tackle your work, while the latest drama plays in the background. Before you know it, you've spent 2 hours glued to the screen, and your to-do list is still staring at you, judgingly. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could get work done while watching TV. The optimistic multitasker. The hidden assumption here is that every episode will be background noise. Imagine you plan to work on a report but end up taking notes on the plot twists instead. The takeaway? While it's tempting to mix leisure with productivity, sometimes it's best to focus on one thing at a time. Your work and your favorite show will thank you. Question from Smart Blog AI. I am not sure you can understand anything in this world. What is you can tell me against it? Let's tackle the classic belief that understanding the world is an impossible feat. Many people think that because life is complex and chaotic, it's beyond comprehension. The hidden assumption here is that knowledge is absolute, and that uncertainty means failure. In reality, it's like thinking you can solve a Rubik's Cube in one try without any practice. Picture this. You dive into a new subject, feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information. Instead of embracing the challenge, you throw your hands up and declare it all too confusing. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I think it's impossible to truly understand anything. The skeptical thinker. The hidden assumption here is that every question has a definitive answer. Imagine you decide to explore philosophy only to find yourself lost in debates about existence and reality. Instead of clarity, you end up with more questions than when you started. The takeaway? While understanding the world can be daunting, it's also a journey filled with discovery. Embrace the uncertainty and remember that learning is a process. Sometimes, the questions are just as important as the answers. Let's dive into the world of DIY home repairs. Many people believe that if they watch a few online tutorials, they can tackle any home project without professional help. The hidden assumption here is that watching someone else do it makes you an expert. In reality, it's like thinking you can perform surgery just because you've seen it on TV. Picture this. You decide to fix a leaky faucet after watching a quick video. You gather your tools, feeling like a pro, but when you turn the water back on, you create a mini geyser in your kitchen instead. Now your cat is questioning your plumbing skills. Now let's check out a viewer comment I thought. I could handle home repairs. The confident handyman. The hidden assumption here is that every repair will go smoothly. Imagine you try to install a ceiling fan, only to realize you've wired it backward, and now it's spinning in the opposite direction like a confused tornado. The takeaway? While DIY projects can be fun, a little caution and research can save you from turning your home into a comedy of errors. Question from SmartBlog AI. What is the second variant of you proof that you understand anything in this world? Let's tackle the classic belief that understanding the world is a matter of gathering facts and information. Many people think that simply accumulating knowledge will lead to true comprehension. The hidden assumption here is that knowledge alone equals understanding. In reality, it's like trying to bake a cake without knowing the recipe. Picture this. You read every book on a subject, memorize all the facts, but when it comes time to apply that knowledge, you find yourself lost and confused. You may know the ingredients, but you have no idea how to mix them. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I believe knowing facts is enough to understand. Ah, the fact collector. The hidden assumption here is that information is the same as insight. Imagine you can recite every date in history, but when someone asks you to explain the significance of it from not just knowing facts, but also connecting them, reflecting on them, and applying them to real-life situations. It's about weaving the threads of knowledge into a coherent tapestry of insight. Let's dive into the world of online cooking classes. Many people believe that signing up for a virtual cooking class will instantly turn them into gourmet chefs. The hidden assumption here is that watching someone cook guarantees you can replicate it perfectly. In reality, it's like thinking you can learn to surf by just watching videos of people riding waves. Picture this. You log into a class, excited to make a fancy souffle. You follow along, but when it comes time to whip the egg whites, you accidentally create a fluffy disaster that resembles a cloud instead of a delicate dish. Now your kitchen looks like a scene from a cooking horror movie. Now, let's check out a viewer comment I thought.
Taking a class would make me a pro.
Ah, the hopeful chef. The hidden assumption here is that every lesson will lead to success. Imagine you try to flambe a dish, only to set off the smoke alarm and turn dinner into a fire drill. The takeaway? While cooking classes can be fun and educational, remember that practice and patience are key. Mastery takes time. And sometimes, it's okay to start with a simple recipe instead of aiming for Michelin stars right away. Let's explore the world of social media influencers. Many people believe that if an influencer promotes a product, it must be effective. The hidden assumption here is that popularity equals quality. In reality, it's like thinking that just because a celebrity endorses a diet, it'll work for everyone. Picture this. You rush to buy the latest miracle weight loss tea because your favorite influencer swears by it. You sip it daily, but instead of shedding pounds, you find yourself running to the bathroom more than you'd like. Now you're questioning if you've signed up for a detox or a new reality show. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I always trust influencer recommendations. The devoted follower. The hidden assumption here is that every recommendation will be a win. Imagine you try a skincare routine based on a glowing review, only to discover it turns your face into a pizza instead of a porcelain doll. The takeaway? While influencers can be entertaining, remember that not every endorsement is a golden ticket. Do your research before diving into the latest trend. Let's take a look at the classic belief that you can learn a new language overnight. Many people think that with a few apps and a couple of late-night study sessions, they'll be fluent in no time. The hidden assumption here is that language acquisition is quick and easy. In reality, it's like thinking you can become a master chef by watching a cooking show once. Picture this. You download a language app, practice a few phrases, and then confidently stroll into a cafe in Paris, ready to impress. Instead, you accidentally order a cat instead of a cake, leaving the barista looking at you like you just asked for a side of confusion. Now let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could learn French in a week. The eager linguist. The hidden assumption here is that immersion is instant. Imagine you try to impress your friends with your newfound skills, but when you attempt to say thank you, it comes out as a garbled mess that sounds more like a sneeze than gratitude. The takeaway? While learning a new language can be exciting, it takes time and practice. Embrace the journey, and don't be surprised if your first attempts are a bit rough around the edges. Let's dive into the world of I'll just take a quick look at my phone while driving. Many people believe that a quick glance at their notifications won't cause any harm. The hidden assumption here is that multitasking is safe. In reality, it's like thinking you can juggle while riding a unicycle. One wrong move, and it's a disaster. Picture this. You check your phone for a text, and suddenly you're veering off the road, wondering if you should call for help or just start a new career as a stunt driver. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could handle a quick text while driving. The confident driver. The hidden assumption here is that distractions won't affect your focus. Imagine you send a message and look up to find a squirrel has decided it's a great time to cross the road. Now you're left debating whether to swerve or brace for impact. The takeaway? While it might seem harmless, putting your phone down while driving can save you from turning a quick trip into a wild ride. Let's dive into the world of home workouts. Many people believe that if they buy the latest fitness equipment, they'll achieve their dream body instantly. The hidden assumption here is that having the right tools guarantees results. In reality, it's like thinking you can become a rock star just by owning a guitar. Picture this. You invest in a fancy treadmill, set it up in your living room, and then use it as a clothes rack instead of for exercise. Now, your treadmill is more of a fashion statement than a fitness tool. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought buying a treadmill would keep me motivated. The hopeful gym goer. The hidden assumption here is that the equipment will do the work for you. Imagine you plan to run every day, but instead, you end up running late to the couch for your binge-watching marathon. The takeaway? While having the right equipment can help, motivation and consistency are what really lead to results. Let's dive into the world of online quizzes. Many people believe that taking a fun quiz will reveal their true personality or future. The hidden assumption here is that a few questions can capture the complexity of a human being. In reality, it's like trying to summarize a novel in a tweet. Picture this. You take a quiz to find out which Disney character you are, and it tells you you're a grumpy old man. You're left wondering if you should embrace your inner Scrooge or just keep scrolling for a more flattering result. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I love taking personality quizzes to see who I really am. Ah, the quiz enthusiast. The hidden assumption here is that every quiz is accurate. Imagine you take one that says you're destined to be a world traveler, but you can't even find your way to the grocery store without a GPS. The takeaway? While quizzes can be entertaining, don't let them define you. Your true self is far more complex than a few multiple-choice questions. Let's take a look at the classic belief that you can start a workout routine without any prior experience. Many people think that just showing up at the gym is enough to get fit. The hidden assumption here is that enthusiasm alone guarantees success. In reality, it's like thinking you can bake a souffle just because you know how to make toast. Picture this. You walk into the gym, pumped and ready to lift weights. You grab the heaviest dumbbells you can find, thinking you'll impress everyone. 5 minutes in, you're gasping for air, wondering if you accidentally signed up for a weightlifting competition instead of a workout. Now let's check out a viewer comment. I thought I could just jump into lifting heavy weights. Ah, the ambitious lifter. The hidden assumption here is that strength comes without practice. Imagine you decide to join a yoga class, thinking it'll be a breeze, only to find yourself tangled in poses that make you feel like a pretzel. The takeaway? While enthusiasm is great, a little preparation and understanding of your limits can save you from turning your workout into a comedy of errors. Let's explore the world of home organization. Many people believe that if they buy fancy storage solutions, their clutter will magically disappear. The hidden assumption here is that just having bins and baskets will solve the problem. In reality, it's like thinking you can clean a messy room by shoving everything under the bed. Picture this. You buy a beautiful set of labeled boxes, excited to finally organize your space. A week later, you open the boxes only to find them stuffed with random items like old receipts, expired coupons, and that mysterious sock you've been searching for. Now, your storage solution looks more like a time capsule than an organized system. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought buying bins would keep me organized. Ah, the hopeful organizer. The hidden assumption here is that every box will lead to efficiency. Imagine you try to fit your entire wardrobe into one tiny bin, only to realize you've created a fashion disaster that rivals a tornado. The takeaway? While storage solutions can help, true organization requires regular maintenance and a little bit of effort. Let's dive into the world of meal prepping. Many people believe that if they prepare all their meals for the week on Sunday, they'll eat healthy and save time. The hidden assumption here is that just having the meals ready guarantees healthy eating. In reality, it's like thinking you can build a sandcastle without checking the tide. Picture this. You spend hours cooking and portioning out meals, feeling like a culinary genius. By Wednesday, you open the fridge to find your carefully prepped quinoa and veggies transformed into a science experiment that even your cat won't touch. Now, let's check out a viewer comment. I thought meal prepping would keep me on track. Ah, the hopeful planner. The hidden assumption here is that every meal will be a hit. Imagine you decide to prep a new recipe, only to realize halfway through that you've accidentally made a giant batch of something that looks like swamp stew. The takeaway? While meal prepping can be a great idea, remember to mix it up. Variety is the spice of life, and a little creativity can save your meals from becoming a culinary catastrophe. Case closed. For now. Today's lesson is simple. Before you trust an opinion, check the shortcut your brain used to create it. Because sometimes your mind is not giving you truth. It is giving you a quick explanation with good lighting. Bring the next belief. I will bring the magnifying glass.